Justice for Yumenglong. Full video details and shocking truths uncovered during the investigation. This continuation will keep the same catchy, dramatic, emotionally intense style you've loved in the previous parts. Cinematic, gripping, filled with shocking revelations that tie back into the ongoing narrative about Yumenglong's mysterious case. Justice for Yumenglong. Full video details and shocking truths uncovered during the investigation. The air in the courtroom was suffocating. Fans, reporters, and grieving friends of Menglong clutched at every word, every breath, every frame of evidence the investigators unveiled. But nothing could have prepared them, or China, for what the forensic team had pieced together from the elusive full video footage. For months, whispers circled. Fragments of surveillance tapes, corrupted files, missing angles. Now, for the first time, the complete footage had been reconstructed, synchronized, and authenticated. What it revealed sent shivers down the spines of everyone present. The video begins. A normal night turns dark. The screen flickered on. At first, the room was quiet, save for the faint hiss of static. A timestamp appeared, 10:43 p.m. The camera captured Menglong walking into a dimly lit corridor of the hotel. His movements were slow, hesitant. His hand brushed against the wall as though the weight of the world was pressing him down. From the side, another figure entered the frame. Gasps filled the room as the blurred silhouette sharpened. The audience could hardly breathe. It was a woman. Her posture was tense, her head lowered, but her every step carried intent. "Pause," shouted the defense lawyer, his voice cracking. "Enhance it." The forensic experts zoomed in, stabilizing the shaky pixels. Her face came into focus, and the courtroom erupted. The shocking identity revealed. It was none other than Song Irin. Fans wailed. Journalists leapt to their feet. Flashes of cameras blinded the room. For months, her name had lingered in rumors, but this was no longer speculation. It was cold, hard evidence. Tan Songyun, sitting in the front row, covered her face with her trembling hands. Su Kai clenched his fists so tightly his knuckles turned white. The weight of the truth was crushing everyone. But the footage didn't stop there. The confrontation caught on camera. Menglong and Song Irin exchanged words, silent on the screen but visible in their heated gestures. He raised his hands, pleading, his expression desperate. She stepped closer, pointing at him, her mouth forming words sharp enough to cut through glass. The forensic team then played the synchronized audio recording from a nearby device. The hall froze as Irin's chilling voice filled the room. "You think you can walk away from this? You think you can expose me? Don't forget, Menglong, if you fall, she falls too." "She?" The word echoed, bouncing around the courtroom. Su Kai's eyes widened. He whispered to Tan Songyun, "She's talking about the girlfriend." Menglong's voice, fragile yet resolute, responded, "I'd rather die telling the truth than live carrying your lies." The room erupted in sobs. Fans clung to one another, crying his name. The critical moments. The footage continued, showing Menglong turning away, heading toward the rooftop exit. Irin followed, her steps heavy with determination. The timestamp jumped, 11:12 p.m. Now, the rooftop camera showed the two facing each other under the harsh glow of the city lights. Menglong's voice shook with emotion. "They deserve to know. The world deserves to know. I won't let you bury me in silence." Irin screamed back, her words venomous. "You'll regret this. You'll take this secret to your grave." And then chaos. The video captured the struggle. Menglong stepped back. Irin grabbed his arm. The railing loomed dangerously close. Gasps filled the courtroom as the screen slowed the footage. For a split second, Menglong's eyes locked on the camera, as if silently calling for help. Then, blackness. The screen cut to static. The missing seconds. The silence in the hall was unbearable. Reporters whispered furiously, some openly sobbing. But then the forensic team dropped the true bombshell. "The missing 10 seconds," the lead investigator said, voice trembling. "We recovered them." The screen lit up again. Those lost moments returned, and in them, the truth unfolded like a nightmare. Song Aaron shoved Menglong. His body lurched against the railing. He tried to steady himself, but her hand pressed against his chest with merciless force. The world gasped as the screen captured his final words. Protect her, she knows the truth. And then he was gone. Chaos in the courtroom. The footage ended. The lights flickered back on, and the courtroom descended into absolute chaos. Reporters screamed questions. Fans collapsed into sobs, chanting his name. Tan Song-yun fell to her knees, clutching her chest as Soo Kai wrapped his arms around her. Song Aaron, seated with her lawyers, buried her face in her hands. For the first time, her facade cracked. The judge pounded the gavel. Order. Order in the court. But order was impossible. The truth was out. The killer was unmasked, and the world would never be the same. Public outrage erupts. Outside the courthouse, thousands of fans flooded the streets, holding candles, banners, and posters of Yumenglong. Their chants grew into a roar that shook the city. Justice for Menglong. No more silence. Punish the guilty. Social media exploded within minutes. Hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag Justice for Menglong. Hashtag Song Aaron exposed. Hashtag Protect her truth. Millions demanded swift action. The world united in grief, anger, and an unshakable hunger for justice. Soo Kai's breakdown. In the aftermath, Soo Kai stood before reporters, his eyes bloodshot, his voice hoarse from weeping. He told us. He warned us. He left behind the truth in his final moments. And now, with this footage, no one can deny it. Menglong was silenced, but his voice speaks louder than ever. We will not rest until justice is served. His words pierced the hearts of everyone watching. Even hardened journalists wiped tears from their eyes. Tan Song-yun's heart-wrenching plea. Later that night, Tan Song-yun took to the stage at the memorial vigil. Her voice cracked as she spoke. Menglong carried this secret alone for too long. He sacrificed everything to protect the woman he loved, and he gave his life so that the truth would come out. Now, it's our turn to protect him, to protect her, and to make sure no one forgets what was done to him. The crowd roared in agreement. Candles flickered. Tears flowed like rivers. The girlfriend steps forward. As the vigil ended, a shadowed figure appeared. The crowd hushed. It was her, the mysterious girlfriend Menglong had fought to protect. Her face pale, her hands trembling, she stepped into the spotlight for the first time. Gasps rippled across the square. She raised her voice, soft but steady. I am here. I am not afraid anymore. Menglong wanted the world to know the truth, and I will not let his sacrifice be in vain. The crowd erupted in applause, chants of encouragement echoing through the night. Final scene. As dawn broke, the city was alive with grief and fury. Justice was no longer a distant hope. It was a demand carved into the very soul of the nation. The footage, now viral, had exposed the truth. Song Aaron's mask had shattered. Menglong's sacrifice had been revealed. And the woman he loved was finally stepping forward to continue the fight. Yumenglong's voice may have been silenced, but his spirit roared louder than ever through the millions who vowed to honor him with one unshakable cry. Justice for Yumenglong. The silence that hung after the screen went black was unlike anything the courtroom had ever witnessed. For a moment, it felt as though the entire city had stopped breathing, the weight of truth pressing down on every chest. Then, like a dam shattering, the chaos erupted again. Fans screamed, some collapsing into the arms of strangers. Journalists scrambled over each other, shouting into microphones and cameras. Exclusive. We have the footage. Song Aaron caught on camera. Unbelievable. Justice for Yumenglong. The judge's gavel pounded with ferocity, but his shouts of order, order in the court, were swallowed by the storm. Song Aaron herself sat frozen in her chair. Her hands trembled, her face pale as a ghost. For months, she had denied every accusation, standing tall behind her lawyers. But this was irrefutable. Every eye in the room pierced her like arrows, and she could no longer meet them. Across the aisle, Soo Kai exploded from his seat. His fist slammed against the wooden bench, his voice raw with grief and rage. "You murdered him," he roared. "You took him from us." Tan Song-yun clutched his arm, desperate to hold him back, but her own tears betrayed her trembling strength. Reporters captured every second, the flashes of cameras making the moment burn brighter. The judge's declaration. Finally, the judge's voice thundered over the madness. "This evidence will be submitted officially to the court. Any further disruptions, and I will clear the room." But no command could silence the collective roar of grief and fury. Fans in the gallery raised their banners high. "Justice for Menglong." Their cries bled into the streets, where thousands more supporters had gathered to listen to the live broadcast on giant outdoor screens. The footage had gone viral within minutes. Around the globe, millions tuned in, their social media feeds ablaze with the revelation. Wong Eba's entrance. Just when the chaos seemed unbearable, the courtroom doors swung open. In strode Wong Eba, face set in stone, eyes red from sleepless nights. His arrival sent another wave of shouts through the hall. Cameras pivoted instantly, reporters nearly falling over each other to capture his every step. Eba ignored them all. His gaze locked solely on Song-Irin, who shrank further into her chair. The weight of his presence was crushing. He stopped in the center of the courtroom, his voice low but thunderous in its emotion. "Menglong was my brother," he said. "He was more than a friend, he was family. And today, the world has seen the truth with their own eyes. You can hide behind lawyers, behind lies, but you cannot hide from justice anymore." Fans burst into sobs. Even the judge faltered, his gavel lowering as Eba's words echoed through the chamber. Song-Irin shook her head violently, tears streaking her cheeks. "It wasn't supposed to happen like that," she cried. "You don't understand, he forced me." But her words only ignited the fire further. Su Kai snapped back, his voice trembling with rage. "He forced you? He begged you to stop. He begged you to let the world know the truth, and you silenced him." The revelation of the missing 10 seconds. The lead investigator stepped forward again, silencing the eruption with one chilling statement. "There is more." The room froze. The team rewound the footage, replaying the infamous final 10 seconds that had been hidden until now. Slowly, painfully, Menglong's final words played again. "Protect her, she knows the truth." Gasps echoed across the hall. Who was she? The question rippled like electricity, igniting speculation and panic. Song-Irin buried her face in her hands. Tan Song-yun's sobs grew louder. Su Kai turned to her in shock, whispering, "Did he mean the girlfriend?" The fans in the gallery erupted again, chanting one name over and over. Who is she? Who is she? The courtroom was no longer just about one man's death. It had become a hunt for an even deeper truth. The public fury. Outside, the streets had transformed into a sea of grief and rage. Candles flickered in thousands of hands, posters of Yumenglong's smiling face lifted high. People shouted his name, their voices trembling but unyielding. One fan, clutching her phone with the live stream still playing, screamed into the crowd. "He protected someone. He gave his life for someone. We must find her. She holds the key to justice." The chant spread like wildfire. Find her. Protect her. Justice for Menglong. Within hours, hashtags trended globally. Celebrities, politicians, and ordinary citizens alike demanded answers. Who was the mysterious woman? And what secret was so dangerous that Menglong had died trying to protect it? Song-Irin's breaking point. Back in the courtroom, Song-Irin finally broke. Her voice cracked, her body shaking as she looked directly at Wong Eba. "You think you know the truth? You think you can handle it?" Menglong wasn't innocent either. He carried secrets that would have destroyed all of us. The crowd gasped. Su Kai lurched forward, but Tan Song-yun held him back. Wong Eba's jaw tightened, his glare like steel. Whatever secrets he carried them with courage. "You chose cowardice. You chose blood." The judge ordered her taken away, her cries echoing down the hall as guards pulled her from the room. The night of Vigil. That evening, The city was blanketed in candlelight. Tens of thousands gathered in the central square, their chants rising into the night sky. Justice for Menglong. The truth will not die. Su Kai and Tan Songyan stood on stage, side by side, their faces etched with grief, but blazing with determination. Su Kai raised his voice, steady despite the tremor of sorrow. He left us too soon, but tonight, we vow to carry his fight. He will not be silenced. His sacrifice will not be forgotten. The crowd roared in agreement, their voices uniting into one unstoppable force. Tan Songyun then stepped forward, clutching a candle to her chest. He died protecting her. Whoever she is, wherever she is, we promise to protect her now. We promise to bring his truth to light. The roar that followed shook the ground. Final cliffhanger. As the vigil came to a close, the camera crews caught a shocking image. In the distance, hidden among the crowd, a young woman stood trembling, her face pale, her eyes filled with terror and grief. She turned quickly, disappearing into the night, but not before one cameraman caught her whisper. "I'm sorry, Menglong. I can't hide much longer." The footage spread instantly online, igniting a storm of speculation. Was this the woman Menglong died to protect? Was this the secret he carried to his grave? The world demanded answers. And the hunt for the truth was far from over.